Hello, welcome to Geeky Hijinks, home of the Mischief Makers, and I hope you're all having a lovely day, or night's time now. The Queen's Gambit is a drama series spanning 7 episodes currently on Netflix for a limited time only. Why limited? I have no idea. That's like going to a restaurant and the waiter saying to you, here's your food guys, and then 5 minutes later coming up saying, by the way, this is for a limited time only. Yoink! So The Queen's Gambit is based on the novel of the same name, written by Walter Tevis back in 1983. I have no idea who Walter Tevis is. I just know he wrote a book called The Man Who Fell to Earth, which was later adapted into the big screen, starring my dude David Bowie. So many studios are trying to adapt this series into the big screen and the small screen and the big fish and the little fish and a cardboard box. But ultimately, he was Netflix who won, and they created it with the help of Scott Frank and Alan Scott, with the former being the one who both wrote it and directed it. I have no idea who Scott Frank is, but I looked him up thanks to IMDb, and thanks to IMDb, I found that he made amazing films like Logan, Minority Report, and... But the funny thing about The Queen's Gambit was the way I found out about it, and that was learning how to video edit for this YouTube channel, Geeky Hijinks. Make sure you subscribe. Ding! Can't afford sound effects. But I was video editing, or learning how to, should I say, and I was on this guy's YouTube channel. I was going through loads. You know what it's like, you're trying to look up different ways to learn things. You just forget the names, but he was good either way, whoever you are. But in the background was the guy's laptop, and on the laptop was the Queen's Gambit, and all it said in the comment section was, oh my god, the Queen's Gambit, the Queen's Gambit, the Queen's Gambit. And I think he was using the Queen's Gambit on the laptop because the editing in it is amazing, but I'll touch on that soon. Everyone was raving about it, but I wasn't going to jump on the bandwagon. I was going to completely ignore it, if I'm honest. Shame on me. Then I went to work the next day. Everyone was raving about it. Joe, have you seen the Queen's Gambit? Joe, have you seen the Queen's Gambit? And I was like, no. They started to tell me too much. I went, hey. Hold your horses. Let me find out for myself. So that weekend, binged the thing in 2 days. After I binged it, now, I don't think I'm the only one who done this. So please let me know. But after the Queen's Gambit, I was pretty happy. I thought it was really, really good. So I literally whipped out my phone, went on Google, put in Elizabeth's name, because I was thinking to myself, God, this woman has had an incredible story. What all the trials and the tribulations and the obstacles she's had to get over and the things she's had to push through, and that mind, that brilliant mind, the way she played the game of chess, and what a charismatic character. How is this woman not the greatest sportsman of all time? How have I never heard of her? Yeah, she's not real. I didn't know she wasn't real. Now, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm not going to ruin anything for anyone, but I'm going to touch on a few little things that you can read in the synopsis or in the description on Netflix or even in the trailer. So, the basis of the plot is a fiery young orphan girl who must live in a miserable orphanage run by the tyrannical Miss Hannigan. Her seemingly hopeless situation changes dramatically when she is selected to spend a short time at the residence of the wealthy industrialist Oliver Daddy Warbucks. Wait, this is Annie. This is the plot to Annie. What am I looking at? Okay. The real story is about Elizabeth Harden, an orphan chess prodigy, despite all the odds stacked against her, takes on and conquers the world while struggling with a variety of problems of her own along the way. Or, in layman terms, young girl orphan, really good at chess. Now, I'm very picky about my TV shows. Like most people, you have your job, you have your family or your other halves, and your social life and your hobbies like this. So, for me to choose a TV program, it's got to be something great. So for me, the best program for me at the moment is The Boys, without a shadow of a doubt. That's my favourite show at the moment. I've watched many shows over the years, Game of Thrones. So for me to pick up a program, even a 7-part series one, it's still an investment. You can watch the whole thing. Then I can guarantee you can go back to episode 1 and watch the whole thing again and not be bored. It's that good. Every element of it is excellent. The story is perfect. Nothing is perfect, but for me, it was right up my street. Literally, the pace, the way it constantly built on itself each episode, the way the stakes grew, that even though she got better than that previous chess player, that next one was even better than that one. So it was almost like a Dragon Ball Z episode, going from like the Saiyan Saga to Frieza to Cell. The Queen's Gambit and Dragon Ball Z in the same sentence. And what is a show without actors? Anya Taylor-Joy was amazing in this, and I didn't know it was her. I recognise her face. She's kind of like that new wave of actors that are coming through. And when I say new wave, she's been around for a while, but do you know what I mean? She's like the beginning of the new generation of actors, like the like what Emma Stone was when she first came on the scene. She has a very distinct look, but it's a look I've seen in other things. And I was like, I know I've seen her somewhere, but I can't put my finger on it. She's in Split. She's in New Mutants. She's in Peaky Blinders. She was in, what's that film? The period drama. I've forgotten it now. But she's been in tons. And all of them different roles. And I was like, alright, cool. Like this girl was really talented. And she carries this show so well. Like obviously in the beginning stages of the program, it's a young girl playing the young Elizabeth. But when she gets into her teenage years, that's when Anya takes over. But they've done such a good job with aging her. They've done it really well with the makeup and the clothes and the style. They made her look very young, and they made her look like a young woman. So come the end, she's like got her fashion, like, because she's obviously made money from the chess tournament. She's living that life she wants to live. She's wearing the nice clothes, whereas in the beginning she could just about afford a chess set. She just stole the show. Now the other actors in this show were excellent. They done the job they needed to do, but unfortunately Anya just upstaged them at every turn. Every time they were on stage, like, "Hi Elizabeth," and she came on, it was like, "Hey, hey." But all the actors were good, and it's where I like to play a game called "Hey, I know you from somewhere." So I didn't write down any of these actors' names, but I'm just going to refer to them as Drummer Boy from Love Actually and Evil Cousin of Harry Potter. Like I said, they played it very well, although I think his name is it Henry? I'm not too sure. Was it Henry? I think it was Henry. But he kind of annoyed me. Like, don't get me wrong, nice character, but a bit of a wet fish. And Drummer Boy's character, God, I've forgotten his name, Benny. I did not pause this video to check. He was good, although out of everyone I've spoken to, he's the one everyone has problems with. Now, he didn't bother me per se, but what I will say was he did look like he was about to go on Westworld for a holiday. He was a fun character. I thought he was fun. I enjoyed his character when he came on screen. I liked the banter and the relationship he had with Elizabeth. But at the same time, I can see what people are saying if they didn't like him, because I think that role was very, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but they could have recast him, I think, with someone maybe more suited to the role. But I like him as an actor, and I think that my sort of personal bias to him kind of overshadowed that a little bit. Harry was his name, not Henry. Harry. The actor's name's Harry. Could have remembered that if I'd prepared. But like I said, good actor, but a bit of a wet fish. And if you study sign language, does that mean wet fish? But he was just too much of that, of a wet fish, for Elizabeth. She was just too alpha for him. She was up here, he was down here. Nice guy, but every time it was like, "Elizabeth," or "Ding dong, Elizabeth," or his little bags, "Elizabeth." It's like, go away, mate. I like you when you're on screen, I like you when you're helping, but go. One thing I loved was the colours, how they just popped off the screen. How they told a story in itself, really. When she turned up at the orphanage initially, everything was green and grey. And she looked very drab, and her clothes were like just had no pop to them, and her hair was like really bad. And again, even though she was a redhead, that just looked dull. But as she got more confident with chess, and as she was starting to just get better and better at that, the colours almost rose throughout the show. So as she got better at chess, there was more colour in the show. I don't know if you noticed that. And obviously when she had her upward spirals and downward spirals, the show's colours also matched that, which I was really liked. Again, the style of the show was really good. I loved the way it was shot. The editing was on point. The way they did the chess matches, I'm not lying to you. It was like watching penalty shootouts in a football match, or like watching a very tense moment in the most tense film you've ever seen in your life. They made chess, which looks and sounds like a very boring game to play. I've only played once and lost. They made the game of chess so exciting. I'm not lying to you. There was parts where I was actually like, I need some deodorant here. I was like getting sweaty. I could feel my heart going. I was generally nervous. Like, the only time I felt like that was when I was watching like The Two Towers or Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, like the end scenes. Because I didn't read the books, so I didn't know who died. And this was the same. I was like, oh, is she gonna win? Is she gonna lose? Oh God, why is she drinking before the tournament? It was very well done, the way they edited it. Even like they were playing games on the chessboard, and like in the squares you would see the faces and the moves that are happening, and the spectators. Really well done. The one thing I loved about it was the music. If you watch this TV show, you can't deny the music's amazing. Music can make anything amazing. You could have an action scene, turn off the music, and it just becomes a different scene altogether. The music they used in this, it literally, without sounding too cheesy, gives you goosebumps. Yeah, I can't fault the music. Get this, go on, is it on iTunes or Spotify? I'm not too sure, but just listen to it. It's amazing. It's one of the best TV soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. Now, did I have any issues with this? Now, there was parts about her mum which didn't really, when they came on, kind of like, didn't bore me, but I could have lived without it. Didn't add anything to the story for me personally. They could have literally summed it up with good old-fashioned exposition and just mentioned what happened, what the relationship was like. I get why they had to show the mum and how that may have mirrored Elizabeth's life or where it could potentially head. But at the same time, you could have done without it completely, really, and it still have been a great story. But I get why it was in there. If it was in the book, they got to try and stick it into the film. I get that. That's just nitpicking. But I said everything else was spot on. So if you haven't guessed, I actually hated this show. No, I loved it. Loved the show to bits. I'm extremely picky with my shows. As I mentioned, I would watch it again in a heartbeat. Such a good, feel-good story. And if you like anything to do with sports, or even like a true life story-esque kind of film, you'll love it. I'm recommending it to anyone I can speak to. And I know I'm a bit late to the party with this review, but it's something, like I'm going to do a lot of TV show reviews and loads of movie reviews, but not on everything. Like if I see something I enjoy, I'm going to want to tell people. So whether you see this or not, I just want to get my views out there. So my rating system is not like other YouTubers. I want to do something different for me, just to be a bit more edgy. So I've got a 3-tier system, which I realise calling it 3 tiers is not good, especially in this current climate. But you know, got to stay current. And so I've got my wins, which comes in gold, silver or bronze, depending on how I feel about the film. Bins, which is like, get out of here, I'll never want to watch this again. Then you got dolphins. Let me explain. So dolphins, believe it or not, use forgettable moments and movies for currency under the sea, and they trade them for beer. Because even dolphins know, if you're going to lose your memory over anything, it might as well be over alcohol. Well, this is definitely a win, but what kind? Drum roll, please. No drum roll, great. And the Queen's Gambit gets the gold treatment because it's that good. And I don't give golds out that often. I've never given out a gold before because it's my first review. But you know what I mean. Golds for me are, I would buy on Blu-ray. I would recommend to everyone. I would watch it back to back. You could put it on tomorrow. You could put it on next year. I would watch it again and again. And that's what for me defines a gold. And as I do more reviews, you see more rating systems, you kind of get it in time. But guys, been emotional hanging out today. Thank you for getting this far in if you have. I know I'm a very small channel, but if you've got this far and you like what you see, remember to subscribe so you can watch more content coming forward. And if you like this video, drop me those likes. And give me your opinion in the comments below because I want to know what you think. Was there anything I missed, or was there elements of this TV show that I just didn't pick up? Or was there something that I just said that you didn't agree with? But look forward to doing this again. Enjoy the rest of your night because it's nighttime where I am. And until next time, stay out of trouble.